Good morning, all my faithful YouTube followers, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Cornbeef. So, a few little changes coming up. I'm going to be bringing y'all the daily news coming straight off Fox News and CNN. Fox News first. Fox News usually gives some much more entertaining topics to talk about than CNN. CNN gets a little too political for my liking. So, I guess that we're working with a 10-minute frame here, so I will go ahead and jump right into it. Y'all just go ahead, grab your cup of coffee, kick back, relax, enjoy your morning with Big Daddy Corned Beef. All right, getting right into it here. Got my notes over here to be reading from. First topic I wanted to talk about I found on Fox News. Just woke up. Apologize for the hair. Um, a Nobel nomination for Trump. One more nonsensical reason for the media to attack him. Fox News, quoted by Fox News. So, let's see. Apparently, a bunch of leftist liberals are using this Nobel Peace Prize recommendation to diss on Trump more as they do. So I exactly as Fox News says, I think that it's just giving everybody another excuse to bitch. I think the man deserves it. I mean, he did basically, diffuse the whole situation with North Korea, which I personally don't believe is diffused. North Korea is just a country that it's been diffused several times throughout American history, and starting with Kim Jong Un's great grandfather, was it something like that? They've always just been hell bent on causing problems in our country, and every single time we think that they done sat down and shut up, they just come back up threatening us with nukes again every single fucking time. So yeah, I think the whole situation is bullshit, but um, hell, I like Trump. I think he's a good president. I think that he definitely deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for the actions that he's done, and the way he's handled the North Korean situation. He basically just stood up and said, "Hey, if you attack our country, you're fucked. We're not taking no shit." See, Obama never would have done that. That's the reason I never. Obama, in the face of danger, would back down, and that's just not what America is about. Let's see. Apparently, Dana Carvey, humorously impersonating Trump during his acceptance speech, quoted, "I love prizes. I love Cracker Jacks." I doubt that that was actually said, but even if it was, I think that would just be yet another good reason to call him my president. Having a president with such a sense of humor. Trump with his Twitter posts, and it's absolute gold. I love reading his Twitter. I love the fact that he has a sense of humor. It gives him a sense of humanity about him. Not this big shot that you can't connect with. I think that having somebody like that is very crucial towards running our country. Somebody that the people can connect with. Definitely love Trump's sense of humor in that regard. And it was mentioned that Obama, shortly after his time during office, was granted the Nobel Peace Prize for something that he hasn't done. And I quote, "For his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples." And he just simply didn't do that, Says simply put, he was nominated for the Peace Prize and for something that had absolutely no hand in doing. And nobody nobody even cared about that. That they just like they completely just swept that under the rug. The fact that he didn't deserve that nomination, the fact that he was nominated for something that he literally just did not do whatsoever and had no right for. And nobody said anything about that because hey, liberals, all can be said about that. And then, not to diss Fox News or anything, but at that point, it just goes into incoherent rabble about damn porn star about some what's her name, Elena Trump, porn star computer conspiracy, just not pertaining at all to the topic. And I was sitting there reading that this morning, half asleep, and I was just like, what? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So, in other news today, let's see here. Talking about the Hawaiian volcanic eruption, it has destroyed at least 5 homes, officials say, and 1,700 people have been evacuated out of the area. Officials say that they doubt they'll be able to return to their homes anytime soon. And the Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory said 8 vents, each several hundred yards long, have opened in the neighborhood since Thursday. By late Saturday, they were calmed down and releasing only steam and gas. Area has also been affected by extremely high levels of sulfur gas and by several earthquakes, including one that hit on Friday at a magnitude of 6.9. Very, very bad situation out there in Hawaii. I doubt that anybody from the area actually watches these videos. I seriously doubt that. But if they do, then stay safe out there. Just a terrible, terrible situation with this volcano coming up, destroying homes. Making over almost 2,000 people have to pick up and relocate from the area, nowhere to go, and that's just a terrible situation. Um, not to put a grim sheet over the video here, but I did want to wish everyone there, a very yeah. I just wanted to wish everyone there luck, and you know, y'all pray for them. All right. And happier news, however, a World War II veteran, 96, received a college degree. Let's see, where from? Oh no, more than 60 years after he took the last class. Well, in my notes, I seem to have forgotten to jot down his age. I think the article said he was 96, and 96 years after, it says 60 years after his last class in the college. It says here that when his records from the late 40s had been recently looked at, they indicated that he'd be finishing enough credits to receive the 2-year degree, which hadn't been an option when he was attending the university. After Barger learned that he would be graduating, he told the Associated Press that it was something I never dreamed of, and I'm going to be proud to hang the diploma on my wall and think about it and the friends behind it. I found out without friends, this old world wouldn't be living in. And I think that's just a very heartwarming message from Mr. Barger there. Let's see. Seems like I missed some very important notes. I'm pretty sure it's at Ohio University. I'm not entirely sure about that, but isn't that something? 96-year-old man graduating from college 60 years after his last class. That's crazy. They just pulled his records and, you know, realized that he had enough credits to graduate his 2 year course. And from CNN News, I pulled McCain told friends he wants Obama and Bush, not Trump, at his funeral. And that's just enough said. That level of stupidity and selfishness is all but accepted out of McCain. And I also wanted to talk about. We're coming to the end of our time here. I also wanted to talk about this guy a couple of days ago. He tripped this criminal on tape. I think that if I personally did that, so here's the story. The criminal, I, I haven't read too deep into it. I don't know what he was being charged with, but the criminal was running away, was resisting arrest from police that were pursuing him, and dude was standing there, just just standing, and he happens to notice this guy running from the cops coming up, and he sticks his foot out behind him and trips the criminal in order for the police to catch him. And I'm sure most of you have heard about it by now. It is everywhere. It is all over social media, all over the news, and you know, uh, heavy props to that guy. He did a very good thing. If I did something like that, though, I would not want it plastered all over social media and Facebook. I would want. See, I'm the kind of person that whenever I perform acts of kindness and acts of charity, I would rather it be off camera, away from social media. That's just the right thing to do. It's not right to do something and then be glorified for it. You shouldn't be glorified for doing good. You should just do good and let that be it. So we all need to take inspiration from this guy and definitely keep our eyes peeled in the future. Maybe maybe you can seek out such fame as old dude did. Well, that will just about wrap it up. That's all my notes. Yeah, still trying to get into it. I didn't know how many topics I should have picked out to cover. I think I did a pretty decent job, except about the World War II veteran. I missed some very crucial notes on that. I was just rereading it. Um, the way I'm doing this, I'm taking notes on my computer and then reading them off, um, uh, like little bullet points and shit. You know, just some notes. I wanted to change things up a little bit, find something a little more interesting to talk about. So I thought that I would bring the news in, my own little personal touch. You know, I also saw an article about Robin Williams that deeply interested me, and I did want to read that. I'm probably going to do it as soon as I finish up this recording here. It seemed a little too sad to bring up on video, but I did thoroughly enjoy this, talking about all the liberals dissing Trump, and see that story about the war veteran graduating college. That really just kind of warms the heart this morning. Probably not as much as my morning coffee, but still very heartwarming to see. We're running about 15 minutes now, y'all. So I've really got to cut this. I've really got to cut this, otherwise I'm gonna be uploading this video for 3 hours. So, as always, this has been Coffee Time with Cornbeef, and thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Take it easy. Peace.